Hello, Donnie Smith here, and welcome to the Does It Really Work Auto Show. This is a show that tests auto-related tips, tricks, and products to see if they really work or not. This will allow you as the consumer to use the products that work and know what products to save your money on that don't work. In this episode, we are going to learn about the Fix-It Pro scratch repair. I was questioned about the Fix-It Pro scratch repair. This is a pen that you can get Walmart or wherever. Does it really repair scratches? And tell you the truth, I never really believed the commercial, so I've never really tried it. So I'm going to find out myself. Now, it's not my job here to judge these products, but to test them, review them, and give you the results. But you watch a video on YouTube or commercial that was on TV, as seen on TV, and they claim, dents, nicks, scratches, all these things that this is going to fix. Now, before we do anything, I'll guarantee you, I'll promise you, this is not going to fix dings, door dings, and dents and nicks and all that. There's no way. Well, maybe this is not a pen, this is actually a wand. Maybe you got to hold it a certain way, and it's a magic wand, and it'll fix all that. But seriously, we will see if it does do, part of the job. But I see no way possible for that fixing a door ding. But the directions on here just say shake it, apply it in the shade, and then you get the tip saturated, and then you just wipe it over the scratch or whatever it is, and then wipe it off with a dry cloth. So let's go see if this really works or not. With here, and in this does it really work, we're going to test out some scratch repair. Now, I've watched the video on this as seen on TV scratch repair system here, and I don't see that it says it on here, but on the commercial you'll see that it repairs dents, scratches, nicks, and all that, which you're gonna have to convince me of that. But let's see if it just repairs some minor scratches. We're going to follow the instructions step by step and see if it really works. First thing it says to do is to shake it, so that's what we're going to do, is we're going to shake it. Then it says to take the lid off. It says to push this down until you get fluid coming out. Did you know the first Ford car, the Model T car, first came out with a Dodge motor? Well, it's true, and you can learn more about that on the show notes. Go to collisionblast.com/auto show. Okay, it wasn't working. I couldn't get the fluid to come out, but I just had to keep on pressing it till finally it is coming out. And now it says to apply this in the shade, which it is. There's no sunlight today. And then you see it says right there just to kind of follow your scratch, wipe it on. Then it says to wipe the excess off using a dry rag. So I got a couple of minor scratches here that we'll see if it works on. I've got one right here. And it's not very deep at all. So if this works, it should work on this one, I would think. So it says just to put it down and go down the scratch. And then wipe it off immediately. Well, that didn't work. It wiped it back off. Let's try that again. Let it set for just a minute maybe. Well, it didn't work on that one. There's another littler one right here below it. Let's try that. It covered that one up a little bit, so Let's try on something. Here's one that's a little bit deeper. It's supposed to feel the scratch. But it didn't do anything to that. Let's see if we've got any other. I mean, I've got plenty of scratches, but trying to see one that's just most of these are so small you wouldn't even be able to see on camera. I don't know if you was able to see those. Here's just a scuff mark here. That's not even a scratch. Let's see what it does with that. I don't know if you can see that on camera. Okay, we're going to let it set for a minute. Wipe it off. Well, it took the scuff off. Of course, that wasn't really a scratch to begin with, but I don't see it. You know, the trick's going to be, once you wash it, is it just going to reappear? And we'll test that too. Here's somewhere like a branch has hit it, very minor. There's an X here. We'll go ahead and cover that up. Nope, didn't do much for those. Here's one right here, a little bit of a scratch. Kind of hard to see on video. And it did not cover that one. Let's see if we can get this one. See that? No, that one came back. It kind of filled it in for a little bit, but then came back. Let's try just some key marks here. Okay, had quite a few key marks. We're going to wipe that off. And it does somewhat cover the And here's a quick tip for you. When washing your car, go ahead and wash it and rinse it like you normally would. But before you go to drying, turn your pressure down, just the water hose, and let a real low pressure just go over the car. And what that will do, it'll allow the water to beat up and roll off. And that way you won't have hardly any drying to do. Okay, we waited about 3 days, and truck got a little bit dirty, so we just ran it through one of the washers that just sprays water on it. It don't even have the brushes that roll on it, so we didn't touch it, wipe one or anything. And we're going to see if that took some of those scratches, or some of those scratches reappeared. So let's check it out. Here's where that little scuff was. It came back. It looks like where maybe a branch barely rubbed up against it. That came back. I can't remember if it removed that one, but it's back if it wasn't. It looks like nothing was permanent. And if we look back over here where the key marks were, there's absolutely nothing covered up there. I mean, you can see every scratch. I don't know if you can see it on film, but nothing was covered. Just some water, probably going to wash that off. So it's a temporary fix. May make it look good for a day or two, but that's not going to work. All these that I fixed up here, every one of them are back. So that does not appear to work too good. On some of the very small scratches that are barely scuffed, key marks and things like that, it'll temporarily get rid of them, but they come back. But here's a little tip for you. For less money, a couple bucks, you can get some polishing compound. If it's deeper scratch, you can get rubbing. Now this is for those small cracks like the key scratches and things like that, the scuffs. Now if it's a deep scratch, this probably is not going to work either. It'll take a little bit more than that. But if you take a little polish and see if it'll just polish off of there, that will last. Let's see what this does. So this is just a little polishing compound, and rubbing compound's a little more coarser if you're needing a little bit more than that. And that got rid of some of the smaller ones. Still some of the bigger ones are left. Some of those are probably a little bit too deep. There's another method we could use for scratch repair that it does take a little bit of effort and a little bit of time, but I'll probably cover that in another episode. You actually have to sand the scratches out. If you really want to remove them, you're going to have to sand them out, and we'll cover that in another one. But as far as the Pen Pro, I would not waste my money on that, not unless there's a magic swing or move of the wand that I didn't figure out. So if it works for you, let me know. I really thought that I was going to get by with this Pro Pen and be able to say that it does feel small scratches and scuffs. However, washed it. I didn't even rub it with a wash mitt or anything. I just ran it through one of those car washes, and when I looked at it after, all the minor scuffs, even the scuffs that I had, reappeared. So for me, this pen did not work at all. It did cover the scratches, right after applying the Pro Pen solution, but just after 3 days and a rinse through the car wash, the scratches did reappear. Now, like I mentioned, there is ways to remove those small scratches, but it does involve sanding and a little bit more. I thought maybe this was something that I haven't tried, so I thought maybe it did work on some of them. Now, you listen to that commercial, it'll just drive you absolutely crazy. I don't know if you ever heard it. Fix dings, dents, and, door dings, and absolute no way that a pen can fix a chip. I knew that, but I thought maybe there was some truth to this. Like I say, there's some truth to all things, but I haven't found it with this one, so I would not waste my money on the Pen Pro. If I did anything, I might get some. I showed you some polishing compound. There's also a rubbing compound, which is a little more coarse. You can get it at Walmart. It's like $2, a container. You might experiment with a little bit of that. But as far as the Pen Pro, did me absolutely no good. Well, that's it for this episode, but be sure and go to collisionblast.com/auto show and leave us your comments, suggestions, and maybe this did work for someone. You want to tell us about it, or maybe other people it's not worked for as well, so there other people don't end up buying this, and that's what it's all about. We want to save you from money, from spending money if it's on products that don't work. There's a lot of hype out there, so if it doesn't work, don't spend your money on it. But if maybe it just didn't work for me, let us know if it worked for you. So anyway, go there, leave us a comment, let us know what you think, and be sure and like this and share it, and let your friends know about this show so they can learn about what products work and what don't as well. Anyway, that's it for this episode. We'll talk to you next time.